Hey everyone, today I wanted to share this story with you that happened in Ohio this week on Labor Day. So, police were called to a park. It's called Stafford Park. It's in Maple Heights, Ohio, which is near Cleveland. There was a woman, 30-year-old woman, who was also 30 weeks pregnant. Her name is Mercedes Iverson. And she was with her husband, Norbert Carter. And they were headed to the park for the holiday. And the park was really busy, as you would expect for Labor Day. People were there cooking out and having a good time. And there were a lot of church groups that were there. So there were a lot of witnesses to what happened that day. But Mercedes had a younger brother, and they had been in some kind of a family feud for a while. Her brother found out that she was going to be at this park, so he showed up and confronted them in the parking lot. And the couple, they tried to leave, get in the car and leave, but he wasn't about to let them leave. So he actually shot his sister while she was in the car trying to flee. And while this is happening, her husband jumped out and ran towards the pavilion and made his way to the park restroom. And then the brother actually followed him and shot him in the restroom. While all this happened, there was a bystander, a 13-year-old boy, who was grazed by a bullet. He's gonna be fine, but the sister and her husband were killed. And of course, the unborn baby. The brother fled the scene. His name is Jason Iverson. Because there were so many witnesses that day, they were able to point out very quickly where this guy had went. And the police caught him right away. And he's now being held on a $3 million bail. So that's the tragic story that happened on Labor Day. I don't know what this guy was thinking to do this in such a crowded place in the middle of the day. This was around 3 p.m. in the evening. Clearly, he was very passionate about whatever it was they had a feud over. To just do that the way he did it. You know, he was very angry. And I don't know what the feud was about, but it was an ongoing feud over something. And I believe I read this guy was 29. So a young guy who's just ruined his life and taken the lives of 3 people. It's just a horrible story. And we'll definitely have to revisit this in the future when we find out more, especially if the guy talks about why he did it and maybe reveals more about the feud and different things. He may not say anything, but definitely one to watch and see what happens and how it plays out. But that's really all to the story that I wanted to share today. If you have any comments or anything like that, just leave them and I'll read them and maybe respond back. If you live in that area and you know more about this story, definitely fill us in. Let us know what was going on here. As always, like, share, subscribe, get notified of future content. Thanks.